The Haunting at Willowbrook Manor. As the autumn leaves fell and the nights grew colder, the small town of Briarwood whispered tales of the haunted Willowbrook Manor. It stood on the outskirts, surrounded by overgrown hedges and hidden by a veil of mystery. Locals avoided the place, believing it to be cursed by an evil presence. One fateful night, a young journalist named Emily dared to venture into the depths of Willowbrook Manor, determined to uncover the truth behind the ghostly rumors. Armed with a notepad and a camera, she braved the creaking gate and stepped onto the path that led to the front door. The manor loomed before her, its grandeur tarnished by years of neglect. Emily pushed open the heavy wooden door, which protested with a rusty groan. The air inside was heavy with dust and a sense of foreboding. She hesitated for a moment, her heart pounding, before taking her first step into the abandoned mansion. As Emily explored the desolate rooms, a chill crept up her spine. She noticed faded portraits hanging crookedly on the walls, their once vibrant subjects staring back with hollow eyes. The grand staircase beckoned her upward, and with cautious steps she ascended, her breath hitching at the eerie silence that enveloped the house. Reaching the top floor, Emily entered a dimly lit corridor, where whispers seemed to float on the air. She followed the sound to a partially open door, peeking inside to find a room filled with antique toys. Dusty dolls lined the shelves, their glassy eyes peering into the darkness. A faint giggle echoed through the room, causing Emily to spin around, her heart racing. She saw nothing but the lifeless toys. Tentatively, she reached out to touch a doll, only for it to crumble to dust in her hand. The sound of children's laughter grew louder, bouncing off the walls, but there were no children in sight. Undeterred, Emily pressed on, determined to capture evidence of the paranormal. She descended to the basement, where a maze of narrow hallways awaited her. The air grew colder, and the flickering light of her camera revealed eerie shapes lurking in the darkness. Shadows danced on the walls, taking on grotesque forms, and whispers seemed to echo from unseen corners. As she turned a corner, a figure materialized before her. It was a young girl, dressed in a tattered white nightgown, her ethereal presence hauntingly beautiful. The girl's eyes glowed with a pale light, and her voice carried a sorrowful plea. "Help me," she whispered, her voice laden with anguish. Emily's instincts told her to run, but compassion tugged at her heart. She reached out to the apparition, her fingers passing through the girl's ghostly form. Tears welled in Emily's eyes as she realized the tragic fate that had befallen the child. Through her investigation, Emily learned the story of Willowbrook Manor. Decades ago, a fire had consumed the house, claiming the lives of several children who had been locked in the basement. Their restless spirits remained trapped, seeking release from their eternal torment. Determined to help the lost souls, Emily sought the assistance of a local historian who revealed a way to free them. Together they performed a ritual, calling upon the spirits and guiding them towards the light. As the last child's spirit disappeared, the house trembled, and a sense of peace settled over Willowbrook Manor. Months later, the townsfolk could hardly believe the transformation that had taken place. Willowbrook Manor was restored to its former glory, no longer shrouded in darkness. The grand estate became a place of joy and laughter,